The craziest thing ever has just happened to me. If you was in my live stream, you would have seen. Let me explain.
G'day guys, I'm here in Kyle, Texas, and I just wanted to tell you a story.
I was there at Walmart yesterday and I didn't know which brand of a product to buy, and I asked someone. I didn't even...
And then he's like, hold on, wait here. I've got something for you guys. And he gave us both this.
So last night we slept outside this garage in a place called Brownstown, Illinois. When I went in, the amazing man at the counter instantly said,
"People in America are much nicer than people back home in Toronto." And this is an example. So I literally went to Trader Joe's, first time ever.
Yesterday, my brother and I were stranded in Houston Heights under the rain. We didn't take the rain warning seriously. That's on us. And a stranger...
We have literally just had the best restaurant experience that we'll probably ever have.
The biggest culture shock in America isn't the food or the massive roads. It's the fact that total strangers here possesses a psychological superpower that most of the world completely lacks.
There's something happening in America that people around the world are only beginning to notice. It is not always found in the headlines or political debates, but in small, everyday moments. A stranger helping someone in a pie shop, a man in a cowboy hat offering a helping hand, a doctor choosing to help when he did not have to, or a woman arriving at someone's door with food. These simple acts of kindness are changing how some visitors see America. Today, we are counting down the 10 most powerful kindness moments experienced by foreigners in the United States. We are starting at number 10, and by the time we reach number 1, you may understand why these ordinary moments can leave such a lasting impression. Stay until the end, because number 1 is more than just a kind gesture. It changed someone's life. Our first story takes place somewhere unexpected. Walmart. A visitor to America was unsure which product to buy. So instead of asking an employee, he turned to a complete stranger who was simply doing her own shopping. What happened next turned an ordinary shopping trip into a memorable experience.
This is what I love about Americans. You are just so friendly, just so friendly. I mean, I'm sure you can get your angry side, but you're just so friendly, always complimenting my hair. And yesterday, I was at your Walmart. You've got self-checkout. I can just scan my own stuff and and get my own change. I can just do everything myself. But you are so friendly. I was there at Walmart yesterday and I didn't know which brand of a product to buy, and I asked someone. I didn't even ask someone that worked there. I asked another person that was also doing shopping, and she was just so friendly. She just Googled the reviews for me and told me what to get and what not to get. I'm just like, God, this is just America. This is America for you. Also, what should I try while I am in America? If I go to Walmart, what should I buy? What is something I have to try? What is your favorite thing to buy in Walmart? What is a food that I need to try? I mean, I want to try something in America, except for beating the speed limit and beating my GPS arrival time.
She didn't work at the store, and she had no obligation to stop and help. She didn't need to search for the answer either. She simply saw someone who needed assistance and decided to help. That small moment sets the tone for this countdown. Now, we move to number 9, where a simple mistake at an airport turns into an unexpected act of kindness. A European traveler had accidentally booked his flight for July instead of June and didn't realize the mistake until he arrived at the airport. By then, there were no suitable flights available, and he was left stressed and unsure of what to do. With nowhere else to turn, he approached the American Airlines desk. What happened next is worth seeing.
American customer service is next level. I booked the wrong day for my flight in all the excitement of everything going on. I've booked July 20th and not June 20th, and I didn't realise until I got to the airport, when I checked my phone to book a flight for today, there were no flights available. So I started to panic. I went to the American Airlines desk, and the guy was genuinely so worried for me, and he wanted to help me so much in such a genuine way. He's gone out his way and found me a ticket to go to Boston today. I can't believe how much effort he went through to get me to Boston today, and it ended up being a cheaper flight, so I even got $36 back into my account. What an absolute legend. Now I'm chilling at the gate, ready to go to Boston. I need ideas on what to do when I land, but shout out to that guy. I can't remember his name, but American Airlines. Your guy in the customer service center at Dallas Airport, absolute legend.
She could have stopped there, but she chose to go the extra mile. She took the time to look for a solution and even helped him recover $36. That was more than simply doing her job. It was a genuine effort to make a stranger's difficult day a little easier. Now we move to number 8, where a first visit to a store turns into an experience the customer would not forget. He had never been to Trader Joe's before and had no idea which products were worth trying. So he asked an employee named Heidi for help. Instead of simply pointing him toward a few items, Heidi took the time to walk him through the store and show him around. But the kindness didn't end there. Watch what happened next.
People in America are much nicer than people back home in Toronto. And this is an example. So I literally went to Trader Joe's first time ever. I was walking around. I'm like, yo, I don't really know what's good here. So I go to a worker there. I'm like, hey, can you help me, show me what's good? Like, it's my first time here. Her name is Heidi, so shout out to her. Showed me around the whole store, was super nice, super friendly, very enthusiastic. And then I just did my own browsing after that. And while I was shopping, she pulled up and she's like, here, take this free bag. It's on us since it's your first time here, and just tell the cashiers at the front. I go to the cashiers, I tell them, they're like, yo, that's so cool. And they're like super chatty, super nice while they're checking me out. But back in Toronto, when I go ask somebody for help or assistance, they look at me like they're doing me a favor. Like, gang, don't you work here? Aren't you getting paid to help?
Heidi returned with a free bag simply because it was his first visit. For him, that small gesture meant a lot. He explained that back home, asking for help sometimes made people seem annoyed or bothered. Here, a stranger had not only taken the time to help him, but had also given him something as a welcome gesture. Now we move to number 7. This story shows that kindness is not always about giving someone something. Sometimes it is simply about the way a person treats you. A foreign visitor was walking along Venice Beach when a woman approached her. There was nothing formal or awkward about the interaction. She spoke to her with the warmth and friendliness you might expect from someone meeting an old friend.
I feel like the American confidence gets a lot of criticism, but it's something that I've really appreciated as a foreigner. We were literally just walking Venice Beach and Joe sneezes and some guy comes up and he's like, oh, bless you. And then as we're walking along the beach, this lady comes up to me and she approaches me in such a familiar, friendly way that I genuinely thought she was talking to someone else. And she said like, oh my God, I love your shirt. And by the time she'd kind of walked off, I kind of realized, oh shit, she was talking to me. And I turned around and quickly said thank you. But it was just the way she approached me. It was so easy. And it was like she was talking to a friend of hers, which is like why I was so confused.
At first, she assumed the woman must be talking to someone else, because where she's from, strangers simply don't approach you that way. They don't smile at you like that. They don't give you compliments out of nowhere. But here in America, that's just an ordinary Tuesday. And if you're still watching and haven't hit subscribe yet, I respect the stubbornness. But listen, we're only at number 7. The moments coming up between here and number 1 get even more emotional, even harder to believe. You won't want to miss them. So go ahead, hit subscribe, and stick around. Next up, a Portuguese-Canadian man and his brother were in Houston for the World Cup. They brushed off the rain warning. Big mistake. They got caught in a serious downpour with no way home and no Uber in sight. Then, out of nowhere, a stranger pulled over. Watch what happened next.
Houston hospitality is unreal. I made a video a few days ago going through our Airbnb that we're staying in. My brother and I are here for 10 days to watch the 2 Portugal games being hosted in Houston. And when I posted that video, between all of the love, the welcoming, the comments, the recommendations from that video, and just meeting Houstonians, how nice everyone has been, how welcoming everybody has been, how hospitable everybody has been. We've just felt super welcomed, and we have nothing but amazing things to say about Houston hospitality. And that's coming from a Portuguese Canadian, where on the Portuguese side, we pride ourselves for being super welcoming, and on the Canadian side, we sort of pride ourselves for being nice. Houston, Texas takes that to a whole other level. I have nothing but love
for Houstonians. Yesterday, my brother and I were stranded in Houston Heights under the rain. We didn't take the rain warning seriously, that's on us. And a stranger picked us up, drove us from Houston Heights to Midtown where we're staying. And it's just, we've never experienced that before. We have nothing but amazing things to say.
They drove them all the way from Houston Heights to Midtown. A total stranger in the pouring rain, going out of their way for two people they'd never met before and would likely never see again. We're now halfway through the countdown, and from here on, things get even more remarkable. Number 5 involves a cowboy hat, a police badge, and a bar full of Texans with genuinely good hearts. Here's number 5. A European couple walks into a Texas bar, and before they even realize what's happening, a stranger in a cowboy hat has already covered their drinks. Take a look at this.
The woman says, oh no, the man in the hat already paid for your beers. So we go up to shake his hand. We think it's probably the guy in the big cowboy hat. And he's shaking our hands as a firm handshake. And it's a proper Texas hospitality. He's like, oh yeah, he's just chatting away, asking us where we're going, where we're from. Lovely, lovely Texas man. And then he's like, hold on, wait here. I've got something for you guys. And he gave us both this heavy duty pin from the Amarillo Police Department. And
It's heavy.
It's really heavy duty. And he's like, this is for you guys. And then everyone's chatting away and we're shaking everyone's hands. And as we're leaving, somebody else is like, oh, I overheard you chatting. Everyone is so friendly. Normally, this kind of bar maybe would intimidate me a little bit. In Texas, no point in being intimidated because everyone is literally has a heart full of gold, it seems like. That was the nicest thing.
And pockets full of gold.
Yeah, and pockets full of coins.
He paid for their drinks, handed them police department pins, shook their hands, and asked where they were from. Then the rest of the bar joined right in. Nobody asked them to. Nobody felt obligated. They just wanted to. Everyone here genuinely has a heart of gold, she said, and she meant every single word of it. Number 4, a man ends up lost, 2 miles deep into rural Texas. What happens to him next is something he'll be talking about for the rest of his life.
Craziest thing ever has just happened to me. If you was in my live stream, you would have seen. Let me explain. But this is why America has the best people on earth. So I was in Texas, right? I went for a walk. I got lost, right? About 2 miles deep. I couldn't find an Uber. I went live. Literally 2 minutes later, this lovely lady and her daughter pull up and pick me up. I'm in the back of these fans' car, right? They're driving me to the stockyards. I'm on FaceTime with a sister who's also a fan. They bought me water. They're so nice. But she wouldn't accept money, right? So what I did, I put $20 in the seat and ran out, right? She said no. She tracked me down in the car to give me the $20 back. They just wanted to be nice. I can't. This is why America is the best place on earth. I want to live here forever. American hospitality is like no other on the planet, mate.
They drove him to the stockyards, bought him water, and refused to accept any payment for it. He tried to leave $20 on the seat and hurried off, but she chased him down in her car just to give it back. They simply wanted to be kind. That's the whole story. We're now in the top 3, and from this point on, every moment brings tears, real ones, from people who never expected America to give them something like this. Number 3 will make you want to book a flight to Alabama. Here it is. Liberty Restaurant in Scottsboro, Alabama. 2 Irish travelers walked in, and what happened next, they say, might be the best restaurant experience of their entire lives. Take a look.
We have literally just had the best restaurant experience that we'll probably ever have in our lives, not to be dramatic. Let me see, put your wipers on.
Yeah.
Liberty Restaurant, Scottsboro, Alabama, has to be the best restaurant and diner experience you could ever get. And I feel like I was going to say in the South or like in Alabama, but I feel like in the whole of the USA and the world.
She's
oh
not
my gosh.
exaggerating. She's
no,
not even exaggerating.
No. So we went in and The people working there were nothing but kind and lovely and welcoming, like straight over to us with a big smile, and you know, like that southern drawl. Like the lady was calling me baby, and I was like, oh my gosh. And they were really friendly serving us, and then we were ordering desserts and we were talking about the desserts, and then the lady, we got none of their names either, which I feel terrible about, but the lady was like, oh, this is another dish that I would love you to try. So she gave us a free dessert. We tried that there. It was amazing. And then one of the other ladies working there came over, gave us a souvenir, which was a fridge magnet for free. And then she took our YouTube name, our Instagram name, and was like, oh, I'm going to tell everyone else here about you. And then they gave us a marker and was like, can y'all please like write on our wall, like we get people who aren't from town to write on the wall about their experience. And we were like, yeah, of course we can. At this stage, Scott and I were like, oh, we need to leave like a massive tip, like really pay them for their service and their kindness. And then when we were leaving, Scott was like, okay, can we pay now? And the man was like, no. I'm pretty sure he was the owner. He was like, no, I've taken care of your ticket. I've covered it, and yous aren't paying. And we were like, no, please. Like,
and my jaw dropped. I was like, no, that's too nice. Like, it's too much.
Literally, we were like, please. Like, we don't even have cash to leave a tip. We were like, please. And he was like, no, like, it's covered. Yeah, it was just insane. They took our photo as well, like, oh, like of us on their phone to have our photo, and it was just out of this world, absolutely insane. And I am gutted to be leaving, but if anybody sees this near Alabama, near Scottsboro, in the south, please make a point of going to the Liberty restaurant in Scottsboro. It is just 12 out of 10.
The food was genuinely amazing.
Yeah.
The desserts were insane. I got the banana pudding, and it was like one of the nicest desserts I've ever had. It was ridiculous.
I don't like bananas, and I tried it, and it was amazing. It was 10 out of 10. The food was brilliant. Like, I'm all here about the service, but the food was amazing. They make everything themselves from scratch, just all round, like the best restaurant experience that we'll probably ever get. And that's it. That's all I had to come on and just talk about it. It was so good. I was crying in the restaurant because I was so moved by it. And I think that sums it up. See y'all later.
Free dessert. A free fridge magnet. They even wrote the travelers' names on the wall and snapped a photo of them. Then, when the couple tried to pay, the owner simply said no. He'd already taken care of the entire bill. She ended up in tears right there in the restaurant, not because of how good the food was, but because the kindness shown to her was more than she could put into words. 2 moments left now. Number 2 takes place in a small pie shop involving a stranger and just 30 seconds that left a grown woman feeling like she was being cared for like a child again.
G'day guys, I'm here in Kyle, Texas, and I just wanted to tell you a story. I just went to this place behind me, the Texas Pie Company, and it was really busy. It's obviously really popular. So I was waiting in line to order, and I started chatting to the lady in front of me and was asking her what her favorite was, and she said the buttermilk. So anyway, we're chatting away. She asked what I was doing. I said I'm on a road trip, and we get to the counter and she orders an extra, oh sorry, it's making me emotional. She ordered an extra buttermilk pie for me. Oh mate, I feel like a baby right now, but I was so touched. This is what I mean by the beautiful hospitality that I've received here in Texas and Oklahoma. The people are so lovely. Like a random stranger just bought me a pie. Like, I don't know anywhere else that does that, you know what I mean? Anyway, I was really touched. We hugged. It was a moment. It is these people that make my trip the most amazing it could possibly be, and I will never ever forget this experience I've had in Kyle, Texas. Thank you.
She ordered an extra buttermilk pie for a stranger she'd only known for 4 minutes. I feel like a baby right now, she said out loud, standing outside a Texas pie shop, holding a pie she never even paid for. I don't know anywhere else that does that. Honestly, neither do we. And now, number 1. We saved this one for last because it isn't just a moment of kindness. It's the story of a life that nearly didn't make it, and the Americans who made sure it did. She'd come to America completely alone, dealing with a chronic illness. For 2 weeks straight, all she'd eaten was toast. She had nothing left. And then, one after another, Americans started showing up for her. Take a look.
American people are some of the nicest people I've ever met. I made a joke one day about how I had only eaten toast for 2 weeks because I was too broke. This is a true story. This person showed up at my doorstep with a fridge full of food. I was chronically ill. I needed to go back to Australia for an operation. A doctor looked at me like I was a stray dog and offered me surgery. Free of charge. Twice. When I had absolutely nothing left. A financial advisor asked if he could take me for coffee and drew a roadmap of my financial future and how I possibly could make it work. There are so many obstacles of moving countries, doing it on your own, and rings of fire that I've personally had to jump through. But I would not still be here if it wasn't for incredible Americans that gave me the courage to not give up on days when I felt helpless.